I won't miss it, I don't think.
At least get the air circulated.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, so it says we're live.
Yeah, I got to do the
Yeah, or do you want to do are we doing the, what is it, the oscillator
oscillator.
of the fan? Do I need to do anything on Facebook?
Well, what'd you do last time when you shared it?
I shared it from one thing to the other.
Yeah,
Just to see. But if it was from my page to the live stream event, or was it from the live stream event?
I think so. You're gonna put the point the microphone to you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Wonderful invention
The wonderful
of
of mic. It does help. Can hear my voice a little better. Okay, let's see if I can. Let's see. Okay. Okay, it must be on the live stream one, and then I'll put it on my Facebook page.
There you go.
So I will find it. How are you doing, Austin? How's school?
It's I understand the concepts,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of work that has to be put in. And so just have to find the time to do that. I was gonna do it last night, but I just wasn't emotionally invested.
Not into it?
Yeah, because I have to make a video.
Oh, not like you do things like that, huh?
Well, I get that, but like it's supposed to be a professional video.
Okay.
So, and yeah, I got the studio and all the wonderful stuff, and quite frankly, so like this also a concept to where people can they can choose to look at any video that's been done about the subject, and then you have to comment. You have to comment on 3 people's videos, and it has to be more than 20 characters. And so this is all part of the curriculum of every homework that you turn in.
You have to critique some of your classmates' work.
Right.
Well, I think that's, peer criticism is important.
No, I mean,
Don't you think?
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, it's, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about professionalism, and I'm thinking about my state of mind. Doing something like this, I don't think I have to be in the right frame of mind, quite honestly.
Okay. To do critique your classmates' work?
No, just
to do this.
Just this podcast. I mean,
Well,
I
understand.
I can be whatever I want.
That. Well, right, because it's your show. It's your thing.
But it's our show.
Yeah.
Ours.
Yes, but you can still say whatever you want.
Right.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Why isn't it doing? I don't know how. Why am I not sharing it?
I don't know. It's so frustrating.
It's frustrating, Austin. I get frustrated. I don't know, I've kind of felt a little on the edge of frustration today.
Yeah.
But it's not in a bad way, just kind of like why ain't that working? Or why, it's just, like this, like why ain't it working?
I think that's everybody, quite honestly. I mean.
Every day?
Yeah, well, I think that.
I don't feel that way every day.
Well, you have some type of normalcy, right?
I don't know. I have no idea. I have no idea.
I mean that by like you have some type of normal schedule?
No, I do not.
Okay.
No, my schedule varies greatly, but I actually like it that way.
Yeah.
I prefer it that way. I once upon a time when I had a regular schedule at a job, I was not as happy.
Happy.
I'm not as satisfied with my life. It didn't suit me.
That word.
A schedule with variety does.
That word came up. Happy.
Happy.
So.
Happy.
So you've lived your life.
Oh, it is on there now, I think.
You've lived your life in the pursuit of happiness. Or being happy.
Well, I don't want to be unhappy.
I get that.
Yeah, I don't want to be miserable.
Is that your primary focus of living life?
To enjoy living? That's probably a pretty good focus. Like what, I can say that the goals towards getting there have changed.
Yeah.
During the course of my life, or what I've thought it was. I don't think it's it's a very static thing. But yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like I'm someone who needs to be on a quest of becoming
happy.
no, just becoming more and in pursuit of more goals.
In pursuit of
like it not just like for instance when I graduated school, it didn't just stop there. Like it wasn't like, well, that was the end goal. Okay, I'm done. There you go.
Yeah,
It just
there's
there are
always
more
a next.
things.
There's always
right,
like a next
exactly.
step.
Something else, something more to achieve and to focus on and learn,
That
experience.
that's always been a strange concept to me. I don't think I've ever lived my life to be happy. That's
What have you lived your life for then?
goals, like
Well,
achieving
listen,
small
but
goals.
that's kind of what I'm saying though, and but for me, that is what makes me happy. Like just like it wouldn't make me happy to just go, okay, I graduated, here it is, I'm done.
Right.
This was the goal, this was the job.
Right.
Let's just keep it like this for the rest of my life, and just on an even keel, like that. I don't think I would be satisfied or happy like that. I
Right.
have to keep doing more. It
There-
took me a long time to actually realize that, Austin.
It took me a while as well, and I mean, I could remember starting to just get through the decisions that I made, and then realized, holy shit, I probably fucked up, but I'm here now, so I need to make it the best of what I can make it, and then move on and go to the next step. That's kind of how the building blocks of my life have been, up until when I got to college. And this is to me, I think this is the really cool part, where I had like 28 credit hours until I graduated. And I realized I don't need any of that. I don't need any of that.
Oh,
and
to
I'm
do
going
what you're doing now.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
no, same thing happened to me.
But what
Same
came
thing happened
out
to
of
me.
it was just such a rich experience that I can tell other people about. When, I remember I was super emotional, and it was like some marketing class, I think it was. But I remember in the
Wow.
very beginning of this class, this professor, broke down in tears because he was talking about beating cancer. And he was talking about how there was more to life than marketing, and more to life than whatever we're pursuing right here in this little instance. And so I realized that's the perfect guy that I can tell this to. And I went up to him, how you can have office hours.
Right.
Went to him and I was like, look, I've already crunched the numbers. I'm not passing because I didn't show up and I didn't do whatever. And he
And?
tried to do his best.
Dot, 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 dot.
Right. And he tried to do his best. And then I told him about how I remember him talking about beating cancer, or the whole experience, and I started choking up. And then he just looks at me and he's like, are you okay? There's like something wrong with you? Like,
No.
but to me, I'm like, this is life. Like, this is exactly what life experiences are. And I remember I went and I told my friend about it. I was like, yeah, pretty much I'm done with college. And he's like, man, so you went to your he's like, you just had like one of those movie moments where you went and you told your professor how much you admired him, and he tried to work it with you, but you're like, no. I'm like, yeah, that's what gave me character and gave me some. Did it give me happiness? No, not at all. But it gave me this direction. It gave me this understanding of where I need to go from here.
Well, it sounds like it was a quite the pivot moment in your life, and
One of them.
and right, and made a difference of what was everything that was going to come after that.
And having sex with a hooker was another one.
Wow,
That was a
we
big
haven't
one.
discussed. You haven't told me that story yet.
It's not a good one. It's not a good story.
Maybe we should save that for another night. Or maybe we should save that for after the show. You
Right.
can tell me
No, it was way back in the day.
when you
And-
were an active Marine, huh?
Well, yeah, exactly. I never paid. That was the thing. Like, a friend paid. Was like,
I was about
hey.
to say, she was like, "Hey, U.S. Marine, come
Yeah,
here."
Yeah, we were the fodder. I just remember that, and the dude that paid was like he was weird. He was a weird kid. He's a preacher's kid, and the whole
Not surprising.
yeah. And the weirdest part too was like, like how you have those double plane, no, like those like Japanese kind of planks or planes that you would put in a room. That usually you kind of see
What?
like if someone's
Like
gonna,
a screen?
like a screen,
Okay.
yeah, like if someone's gonna undress,
Oh yeah. Okay.
but you can still see the shadows and
Yeah.
'cause
Oh,
the
and it was
lighting-
just like that. Oh my gosh.
So I could
So it was kind
see-
of like the movies.
Yes.
Oh wow.
I could see
That actually.
I could see the silhouette of this other hooker bouncing up and down on my friend here
In
and
the
then-
shadows, like.
yeah, like in the corner of the hotel room.
Oh my God. Okay.
And that was a big pivotal moment for me, George.
Yeah. I obviously you're telling me. Yeah.
That's when I
Wow.
realized I'll never pay. Well, I never paid
That
in
you'll
the first
never pay
place.
for sex again.
Never even had the idea.
That's funny, Austin. Okay.
Anyways, pivotal moments.
Yes, yes.
I mean,
But no, I understand that. But okay, so when you're talking about when you mentioned the word happy,
Yeah.
and that's probably not really the word I should use because to me the word happy is kind of it's a very basic word. It's
Yeah.
not very descriptive, and really,
also
it's
generic.
just exact, and it's just kind of it doesn't it's just kind of like it doesn't sound like it has a lot of depth. Whereas if you use something like in your life, like you're looking for something more like something satisfying in your life,
Yeah.
seems to be a lot more. That word is more descriptive of what I was actually
No, I agree.
saying.
I totally agree.
Because you can't just be up and happy all the time. Things, even during the day, things are going to go up and down somewhat.
Right,
So,
right.
but having a general sense of satisfaction overall about what's going on in your life.
Yeah, someone's saying Georgia.
Okay, my screen's not my.
I'm sorry. Yeah, here.
That's
Let me-
fine.
I'll tell you what.
Is it something that I could see?
Yeah, here. Let me. Flip
Or
it.
should I look on my
Here,
phone?
Let me flip it for you.
Okay.
I'm being a bad producer.
Oh no. No, you're not. You're the best, Austin. I love you.
Can you see that?
I can see that. I can see that, but I can't see any words on it.
Yeah, it comes in and out.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, sorry.
can
I've had
see
to
that.
I've had to reconfigure things to try to get myself a better workstation.
No, I understand. I understand.
But no, I agree with what you're saying, and this has always been one of my issues as far as like people that say happy or I live my life to be happy.
What did it say?
It just said Georgia with a bunch of smiley
Did it
faces
say who
outside.
it was?
I don't know. Hey, you have to say that again.
Is
Sorry.
it someone I know?
Might be. But it falls into this category that's super generic because I could think of, for example, emotions.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know how many emotions that we've come up with or what we describe, but I found this app one time and it said like there was, so it kind of mapped emotions with like the constellations of the stars and all this other jazz. There, whoever that is.
Hey, Jennifer. I got your text last night. I hope you got mine.
But it turned out to be like 3,000 plus emotions. I was like, that's incredible.
That's
Like, when I even thought about it, I thought, okay, what you got? Anger, you got sadness, you got, you know what I mean? But the more...
Weren't we talking about? Was it you? We were talking about the difference of emotions with dogs and cats, or that with emotion. Okay. It's not that cats have fewer feelings, but they don't have the muscles in their eyebrows that make
To
their
express-
face look
to
like
express
they
them?
have too many different feelings.
No,
It's like with cats. Like there's certain things you can tell with cats, but it's pretty flat face. I mean, expressive wise.
Sure.
As opposed to dogs.
Yeah, okay,
You
but at the
seem
same time, I've never...
or at least it seems like you can tell more emotion with a dog than with a cat, but they just don't have the same muscle structures in their face.
Okay, but
Especially
at the
their
same time,
eyebrows.
when's the last time you've seen a dachshund climb up on the cabinet and look at you dead in the eye and intentionally start moving the
exactly.
mug right
off.
off?
No, that's
Like-
what I mean. They definitely have emotions and
No, I'm
feelings
just saying,
and
like,
thoughts.
what the fuck
They
is that
just
all
don't-
about?
Don't look like it.
Right. Well, I think they're programmed differently, quite honestly.
Oh, then a dog, absolutely.
Dogs seem to be programmed to have this unconditional love type of concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's the general idea. But at the same time, go ahead and start looking at these pit bulls that have been mistreated. And all of a sudden, they turn into these fucking monsters. You know what I
Well,
mean?
after they've been beaten for a while.
Right. So
yes.
even these things that are programmed for unconditional love
Mm-hmm.
can still have this weird way of becoming these carnivore
Hey,
whatever.
Todd.
So with cats seem to have their own prerogative. They seem to like to do whatever they do. I've seen a couple instances where cats snuggle up to people and humans, and the weirdest one though is when they take a toothbrush. Have you ever seen this one? They'll take a toothbrush, wet the toothbrush just a little bit, or make it just a little bit like slightly
For a
damp,
cat.
and then just start brushing its head.
On the toothbrush.
And what happens is that cat is reminded of when it was a kitten, and that's what the mom would do to it to groom it.
Cats seem to have, cats seem to be able to function pretty well by themselves. So
Yeah.
the idea of them being domesticated is that they've gotten humans to do things for them.
That's true.
And take care of them and give them a nice place to live
Yeah.
and food and
Well, you've seen like the Tiger
and,
King, right?
no,
When they're domesticated.
no.
Super interesting. Like, so when you take these tigers or lions
Okay.
and they're not raised in the wild, they're raised, the first thing they see is a human being. That's the first thing they connect to and think, mom,
Mama,
dad, or
yes.
whatever. And all of a sudden there's this bond. Same thing with like, they've taken like a duck. They've taken a duck and a dog and had the same kind of concept. So it's really interesting. So I don't know. That's just like that whole nature versus nurture concept. What is it programmed to do versus what is its environmental aspects that shape it to be what it is?
I wonder if when the tiger grows up, though, if it would eat the duck, if it thought the duck was its mom. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It
I mean,
depends on how hungry.
Well, you think, yeah. I mean, I don't even think the tiger would have to be that old
Right.
to turn on a duck.
Well, again, it's the programming as well. Just think, like, even when they're domesticated, you'll see this click.
Oh, yeah,
where
they're
all of a
wild
sudden,
animals.
they just turn into, they
They
start
can't. There's something
stalking. And,
instinctive, and it's like it's almost like especially with cats, like something moving fastly in front of them triggers something
yeah.
in them.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's very interesting.
It is.
But I want to get back to happiness because that's
Okay.
So,
Okay.
when was the last time you were truly happy?
Well, I'm feeling good now.
You're feeling good now?
thanks, yeah.
That doesn't answer the question.
I don't know.
When's
I mean,
the
like
last time?
I said, I don't think happy was really the word.
What word would you describe it as?
Well, let's say I feel pretty satisfied, but I'm looking for more.
Okay.
How does that sound?
What would you call that?
Looking for
Unsatiated?
more. Yes.
Because now we're talking about
Yes.
using
But I don't-
multiple words to describe
Yes.
some
But I don't
concept.
feel okay. I'm feeling a lot better now in Corona, for instance, than I was at the first of Corona. Because as we both know, I was having a very difficult time
Yeah.
handling that. So I'm life is a lot better for me. I'm working more, which that's good for me. Having that purpose and things, the accountability of these things I have to do
Right.
at this time. That's very good for me mentally. I've got more social, I can do more things socially now than I could at the first of Corona. So things are, I'm feeling all right now.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad to hear that. How would you describe, again, what word would you say that was?
Well, I'm feeling satisfied, but still looking for. I don't know.
Okay.
So what is the
Here's
point? Is
the-
that I'm
here's my
never
whole
really
point.
feeling satisfied?
Okay,
Is that I'm always
not only
looking
that,
for more?
not
Well,
only
okay,
that.
but here's the thing, though. What if
How
I'm
many
looking
times you
back
got on
like,
social media and it's like, how are you feeling?
I don't. Okay, don't know.
Are you feeling happy?
No, okay,
are you feeling,
okay. That
are you
brings
feeling
up something
invigorated?
else, though, because I think a lot of people are really involved in that, and it's very important to them.
Okay. Yeah.
And well, we know social media is important to me because of my music page.
Right.
But
Whoever's listening, if you
that's-
one word that would describe how you're feeling right now.
I'm
But it has to be
enjoying-
but it has to be one word.
One word.
One word.
Why can't I say I'm enjoying being with you? I've
You
missed
can,
you, and
obviously.
I'm liking what we're doing right now.
Absolutely,
And this
I
is a
get
good
it.
thing.
I totally get it, but the point is when we try to funnel
What if
it into
one word?
concept.
What if I said presence?
presence? You're present?
I'm in the present.
Okay.
Like not present like a gift, although that I guess that's kind of the same thing. But in present moment, I'm trying to be right here, right now with you. Yes. Doing this live streaming with you, Austin.
What did you say? What did she say?
A state of ecstatic joy.
Ecstatic joy.
I don't know
What
about
is
that. That's pretty extreme.
What the fuck is ecstatic joy? Is that like a balloon?
sounds physical.
It does.
Yeah.
It sounds like
a physical experience.
sounds like that person got something. Joyful.
Joyful.
Joyful's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't know. Joyful might be a little extreme as well.
Well, the holidays are coming up, so
Yeah.
the joy.
Joy.
The Christmas
What was that
joy.
cartoon where they used to say joy? Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Joy.
yeah. Okay. What's another good one?
Another good word. Um,
How about resentful? Can you be resentful in a positive way, or apathetic?
I don't know. Apathetic and isn't apathetic not really a positive word though?
Again, I'm just throwing some concepts out
I'm
here.
thinking the connotation though it isn't doesn't
I've
really
been
take me
apathetic
there.
my entire.
If we're talking about, I disagree. I mean, from what I know of you, you are not like that. You strive to do things in your life and make your life a better place to be.
Yes, I
so,
do.
And which I do not think of as apathy.
Well, so I'll give you a part of that process is there had to be a little bit of apathy for me. As far as if I cared way too much about something, I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket, right? And then all of a sudden, what's the recourse? What happens to you? You get hurt, or you get upset, or you get this this fallback that you hit. Everything's a peak and valley kind of concept. It's not like it just always goes up or it always goes down.
What
So,
about what if we
setbacks are
used a
always a part
different
of
word
life.
than apathy?
Oh,
What if we
okay.
used something like
Horny.
I was kind of thinking that ecstatic joy.
Ecstatic
That's where I
joy?
was going with that when I
She
said
cheated.
something physical.
He or she cheated.
So I was
That was
like,
two
wow,
words.
that sounds like having sex.
Well, if you
It's
put it together,
ecstatic joy.
it'd be ecstasy.
Yeah, in a joyful,
Yeah. Okay, I'm reminded. Okay.
joyful ecstasy.
Now I'm reminded.
Didn't Barry White say that best?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm reminded when I was in Hawaii
Okay.
and I took ecstasy for the first time. That was super interesting. I think
Oh.
that's when I started feeling like happy or joyful or
But don't you think you could have that kind of feeling without a chemical?
actually, yeah. I get drunk. Oh wait, without a chemical.
Without
Oh,
chemical.
wait. Okay, hold on.
Do you think you could achieve that without chemical?
I draw.
Without, yeah.
I draw.
You meditate. You're really good at
Yeah,
meditating. You're
meditate.
way into meditating, Austin.
Yeah, but-
you even shake.
No, I get that, but at the same time, I realize that too much of anything can be a bad thing. Like I told my brother, like he'll just constantly just meditate and meditate. Like we'll be in a conversation, right? And all of a sudden he's just like, oh, okay, he's meditating
He's
again.
out.
So I told him he
No,
needs.
did you tell him
he needs
he's
meditation anonymous.
You're avoiding talking to me.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's like, dude, you're escaping the moment.
By escaping the
Therefore,
moment.
you need meditation
by
anonymous.
by
Like,
saying
you
you're
need
in the
to-
present.
Yeah.
You're escaping what's going
Yeah,
on.
so then I had this idea of like meditation anonymous, what that would look like, and they're all like in a group, and they're all
yeah.
just like,
Stop.
Bobby, it's your turn.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. I love that idea, Austin. You need to do something like that. That would be a good.
That'd be
Good
like a
bit.
good little bit. Yeah,
That would be a good bit.
writing jokes is fun, but at the same time, when you're writing something and it's not going the way you want it to,
Mm-hmm.
there's that sense of frustration. There's that sense of it's not working the way I want it to.
Yeah.
But usually that's where I found that when it doesn't work the way you want it to, go with that flow, go with that process,
Right.
because you never know.
It might go somewhere
Because it's all
else.
in your head of where you think something's supposed to be.
Isn't that the artistic process?
I don't know.
somewhat?
I don't know. I think it's the crazy process. I think it's a very unorthodox way.
I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. Haven't you felt that way when you're studying for school? I
No.
mean, well, because
No.
I know you're going through it.
So
school.
I'll get in the moment. When I'm in the moment, I can. So that's the interesting part is you'll tend to notice that time just flies. Like you're starting to do something and you're in the flow, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, where did the 5 hours go? Does that ever happen to you?
Studying?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I
It goes back to
I don't miss any of that at all.
See.
Honestly, there are things I miss about school that I enjoyed, but studying that type of intensity of study for that many hours every day, no,
no.
I do not miss
Not your cup of
any
tea?
of that. No.
I enjoyed that process because in my head I would think my loser friends aren't doing this. Like back in the day, that's literally like how I'd motivate myself.
Mm-hmm.
It would be, well, this guy's not doing it. And if
Mm-hmm.
he's not going to do it, God, I'll get sucked into it. So I'm bettering myself if I do this. Like I always put myself in a competitive mindset.
I can appreciate that, and if that's what gets you doing it, you do what you got to do.
Just describing it.
Mm-hmm. I understand that, and yeah, I agree with you. Not everyone's going to do what you're doing.
Yeah. That's the other thing too. Like I start walking now. I walk 5 miles a day.
No, you told me, and I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you.
But that's
April told me you were working out when I got here.
well,
But
not
we
yeah.
know, you were doing something else.
Well,
But
working out means I'll go to the gym. I'll walk on the treadmill for
Mm-hmm.
roughly an hour. It's about 20 minutes for a mile, and I try to get 3 miles on the treadmill,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll do the rest outside in the neighborhood. Just enjoy, the nature,
The
the
air.
air, yeah, all that dumb shit. But the other thing that I've noticed, and this is really interesting, if I walk by myself, like say I wake up at like 11
Okay.
o'clock, and I walk by myself and I see there's nobody else on the streets, I get depressed. Like I start like feeling like lonely. And there's a reason, like, have you ever watched daytime television? And I think we talked about this the last
yeah,
podcast.
because sometimes I'll have it on like when I'm getting ready for work or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's weird.
It's
a different
weird,
world.
and it's like marketed
It
to
is a-
losers,
Well,
and to ones
yeah,
that
I don't
have
know
fucked
if
their
it's that,
lives
but
up.
it's a different world. Like like
A
we were
bunch
saying,
of lawyers,
it's like
a
baby
bunch of-
diapers they're advertising.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's like where'd my mic go?
You just-
What did I do? Wait,
The audio.
am I back on?
You were back on.
Okay, because I was like, what did I do? Oh no. Oh, and like personal injury attorneys advertise in the morning.
Yep.
What do they call the leaf things at the top of your house?
Yep.
What are the leaf guard?
Uh huh. And it's typically for like disabled people or
Retirees.
Yeah, retire.
Yeah.
So for me, there was this mental like construction in my head of I don't ever want to be awake or experiencing that block of the day because I'm not a loser. I'm not this concept of
I think it's more moms and retirees than losers.
All right, I'm not trying to call them losers. I apologize. It's
Yeah, it's
I get in
moms
trouble. I
and
get in trouble for what I
retirees.
say.
Do you remember what I said to you earlier
What?
today about saying something?
I gotta watch what I say.
Yes.
Not very good at that. That's exactly
Moms and retirees.
what. Okay, moms and retirees.
Thank you.
My apologies.
But daytime TV is kind of weird. Even have you ever watched like lunchtime news?
No.
Okay,
That
so
sounds terrible.
Okay, check this out because I have seen it. I'll turn it on like if I want to see. Really, I'll turn it on like to see the weather and just maybe see a real broad what is going on in the world, like just real light, like just so I'm not totally in the dark. So it's easy to just have on while you're doing other things and just kind of okay, got it.
Right. Instead of just getting
Because it's really
completely
light. It's just
enveloped.
they're happy. They're smiling. Everything they're telling you, it's very light. Very little controversy, if any, is mentioned at all. And then they'll talk about things also like sports and entertainment and charity events or it's like all kind. It's like what you would lunchtime news.
Lunchtime news.
Yeah. Like maybe the first 5 or 10 minutes or have something about what seriously might be going on in the world, but it's very light. Very light.
So it's news light.
News light.
And is it intentionally designed for those?
I would think so.
What do we call them again? They're not losers. They're
Moms and retirees.
what? Moms and retirees. So for the moms and retirees, is it supposed to like show the world in a different way? And
Maybe.
it's like
Well, you think
everything's
moms
okay?
are busy with their babies.
Right.
So they're just, they're like me going, okay, got that.
Okay.
Next.
Okay, I see. But so that's what like the Jerry Springers and all the other jazz is for.
I don't watch that.
That's what I'm saying. Explain that one. Like I think
That's
it's
drama.
Exactly, and that's the stuff I want to stay away from. Like
Yeah.
I'd be much more interested in what's really going on, not sugarcoating it. That's even like they talk about the news right now. You can't watch the news because they're not given the right information. It's like, well,
Were they ever? It's all about ratings.
Let me be the one to decide for that. I will witness what I want to witness, and I will decide on myself.
It's probably a
On
lot of
myself,
it's
with
dependent
myself.
upon ratings more so than what
Oh,
you're
big time.
seeing on
Oh
television.
yeah,
'Cause
absolutely.
all you have to do is turn on radio.
Yeah.
But talk radio, and you're going to hear a lot more information about things
Yeah.
than you ever will
Well,
on television.
You hit the nail on the head because when I went to school, that's exactly what they taught. was the rating structure and how everything's blocked. You have the morning drive and the evening drive because most people are usually at their jobs or whatever, even if they are listening to the radio, which probably isn't that much compared to when they're driving there. So you get all the best people. So you had Howard Stern.
Morning.
He was the morning guy. And then you had Russ Martin, who was in the afternoons. And then I forget, I don't really listen to The Ticket or anything. But again,
I listen to The Ticket some.
But again, you just have these blocks of where the talent, I guess, really lies and who's going to be listening to what. So for me, I've always blocked that out, I guess. And so that's why I guess I'm nocturnal. I'm always a night owl. It's fun stuff at night.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
You know what one of my favorites has been for many years is Coast to Coast.
Yeah,
I love Coast to Coast.
Coast to Coast is awesome.
Yeah,
that's fun.
George Norrie.
He's awesome.
Yeah,
he's a weird looking dude. We used to watch
but
this
I
thing.
love him. I love him, and also there's another. Let's see, there's a local station that's one of the nonprofit stations that does a overnight, like from midnight to 4 a.m. jazz.
Yeah,
and it's just like all this like stuff you would never hear on the radio.
That's pretty cool.
It's really cool. It's just great, and he does it like I think it's like Monday through Thursday from midnight to 4.
Speaking of jazz, have you seen that there's this new Pixar movie coming out called Soul?
No.
No? Oh,
Should I see it?
Oh, you dig it. Yeah. So it kind of works that you have story A and story B. Story A is this guy who has the soul of jazz, and he's a musician teacher.
Okay.
And music teacher. Sorry, music teacher.
Musician teacher.
As a musician. Yeah. He's not teaching musicians. And he's teaching these kids what it means to have the soul and have, the music. And then the B story is his soul, his little blue soul that's like up in the heavens or whatever. And
why is it in the heavens?
Because I don't know.
Is it not in him? He lost his soul?
It might be, but from what they shown in the previews, from what I saw, it was just like this huge line going to heaven. And then his soul was like, no, and then just jumps off. And he's back into this like plain earth world, and that's I guess he's trying to get back or whatever using the soul.
Oh, okay.
It's a double entendre.
That sounds interesting. Okay.
I can see the gears going.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I call it. I can see your thought bubble.
Well, and I'm thinking, is it like he was a ghost, but he didn't want to leave?
I don't know. I have no idea. Everything I just told you is all I know about it.
Okay. We'll have to check it out.
Check it out.
I'll check it out.
Let's see. So we covered.
I'll check it out. We covered Happy. We covered your school.
Yeah. Oh, so.
We covered.
Yeah, I'm gonna seek professional help.
At school, a tutor?
No, up here.
Oh. Like in what?
Because.
In what?
So I've been depressed a lot, which again I think it's all circumstantial based upon what has been going on externally.
It's been a very difficult year for the majority of people.
So I didn't know. I thought depression was just you get sad, you're a sad little rain cloud, and there's always that rain following you around, and it's just sadness. It's like I can deal with sadness. I've dealt with sadness my entire life, but. Now what I notice is I've gotten really snippy lately, and I've gotten real short-tempered, and that's definitely not who I want to be. I can deal with the sadness part, but now that the anger's starting to creep in, something's wrong. So I started doing some research, and I was like, anger's connected to depression.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yes. I had no idea.
Well, and there are also a lot of physical symptoms connected with depression as well.
Like random bruising.
Like it's painful, and a lot of people get a lot of fatigue.
Yeah, I've been sleeping a lot.
And body aches with depression.
Yeah, but that's kind of the thing. Like, I feel like I'm in that little rut that I'm working myself out. Like, hence the walking 5 miles
and that's
a day.
very good for you. How long have you been doing that, Austin?
I got a calendar, actually. It's for like,
at least
right onto it about like 2.5 weeks.
I was about to say at least 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I would think after a month.
Oh, well, I've already lost.
You'll be feeling better, though, but I mean mentally. Because that is definitely going to help your mental.
Well, I think
outlook.
what's going to help me is not looking like a fat ass every time I look
that
in the
as
mirror.
well. Well, yeah, your appearance, but also it it's good for your.
Have you ever
your
been
mind.
so bloated or fat that you've actually just like walked around when you suck it in?
Haven't we discussed that before? Didn't I tell you I used to be fat, and that's why I work out 6 days
I
a
know,
week
but
now,
I'm
very
asking,
hard?
did you ever like walk around in public or wherever you had to be
You're
and
like,
you always kept it sucked in?
You're like, okay, I'm trying to think. What was it saying that we shouldn't say too much? Don't say anything you regret saying.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to decide how much I'm going to say about this. But, you know, and I know we have discussed this on air before because we have discussed that I have a regular workout schedule, 6 days a week, that I have stuck with for years. Can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. But the reason I do that is because I used to be fat, and I
Really?
don't want to be fat anymore.
Oh, that's right.
Remember?
Yeah, but doesn't like fat just kind of creep up on you sometimes?
Nah,
You just have poor
if you let
choices.
it.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I can only say how I feel about
Mm-hmm.
it, and what has worked for me. And
How big did you get?
I was 40 pounds heavier than I am now.
How much was that?
40 pounds heavier than I am now. Well, let's put it this way. I'm only 4'11", so 40 pounds is a big
That's
chunk.
true. Yeah, that's true.
That's a big chunk. My appearance was different, Austin.
So I'm 5'10". 220 was like my fat cutoff time. I got to like 236. I thought there was something wrong with the scale. You ever go through that? Like, it's like,
Yeah,
no,
and
there's
then you're
no
like,
way.
yeah, and you use someone
No
else's
way.
scale, or you go to the
Uh-huh.
doctor, and you're
Yep.
like, wow.
236.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, there was something wrong with my scale for sure, because this one's heavier.
Yep.
You know,
Uh-huh.
and absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That
But
it's
yeah,
the material.
I,
It's the material
but
it's
I
made
just-
out of.
I just know how I am now. When
Or do
you
you
say
like
that creep
do you
up
ever
weight,
stand on it with just one leg?
If I'm 2 pounds heavier, 3 pounds heavier, oh no, I'm freaking out. That's not gonna. It's not gonna
I
get
call
more
it
than that.
the fat flamingo denial move, where you just
You're
walk-
gonna weigh the same thing
You
if you're
just-
standing on one foot or the other, Austin. Your mass is the same. You will. That's a nice thought, but you will weigh the same amount. You will listen. Let's say
totally did that.
if you jumped in a pool, you're going to displace the same amount of water.
That's fair. Anyways,
Oh, the fake flamingo.
the fake flamingo denial,
Denial.
stance.
Do you weigh less if you stand on your head?
No,
Okay,
I got a big ass
just
head.
checking.
So.
But yeah, so that weight thing that's one of my real sensitive things.
Yeah, a friend of mine always told me to like walk, and I tried to do it before, but this was
Mm-hmm.
in the summertime, and I would walk 6 miles
Mm-hmm.
because I was real gung ho. But then the problem was the heat is, the sun is
It's hot.
blaring on you. I would have
Oh,
sunburn. I'm like, fuck that. But now that it's cooled off, even still, just the environmental stuff I've gotten rid of. So I'll just go walk for an hour on the treadmill. And then,
Mm-hmm.
again, it's that competition thing. I'll feel better about myself because someone will walk next to me or whatever, and they'll be like, 15 minutes. Pussy. Pussy. So I'm like,
I kind of
on.
like that you're doing that for yourself. Like I gotta say I do like that.
I think it's,
Okay, when I used to before I started the workout program I'm on now, which as we know I've been doing that for several years. I used to walk up and down in my old apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go out music, set a timer, and I'd just go up and down the staircase.
Yeah. For how long?
30 minutes a day,
30 minutes just doing
Mm-hmm.
stairs?
up and down.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I've actually associated, so I use my little stupid brain. So not only do I do the walk, but I listen to an audiobook and I connect with certain experiences that I've had. For example, I'll notice when I started getting out of breath for the first time, the author was talking about this. So boom, there's a connection. I started noticing that my legs started feeling wobbly at this point. So now I understand when the author was talking about this. So I can kind of start creating this timeline for myself. So when I come home
Oh,
and I can
okay.
start
No,
picking
I
the
understand.
pieces
Yeah,
together,
right,
where I want to
yes.
explain to my fiance, like, oh, now I know exactly where to look
Mm-hmm.
because I have that association with myself. Not to mention on the last mile because of my back. What I'll
Right.
do is I will walk, like how you have the point 1, point 2. You ever walked on the treadmill and you see that point 1? So I'll walk point 10 where I'm holding on to the treadmill, and then the other point 10 where I'm just walking by myself. And then that's how I know. Then I just keep alternating. And as I alternate, now I'm making little baby steps to achieving that goal. And so
I think that's really important, those little baby steps, those
Yep.
little okay, like working out. Okay, the workout programs, I'm into videos, but they have a clock on it and it's very clear, like different parts, like different exercises you're doing. It's timed. Like there's a little bar that'll go down, where it goes like, basically like you've got this much more time to be doing this
Right.
activity, and then it's going to switch to another one. And about 5-10 seconds before that
Oh,
activity
where it gets
begins, it'll be
intense?
like, it'll start blinking like, get ready for next.
yeah.
So you're like, at least I'll get to stop doing this one. And I'm
Right.
doing,
Right.
so it's,
That's the
Yeah.
incremental stuff.
yeah. So you can focus on what's next, and that I'm not doing this for too long.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. I was walking the other day, and this is right around right when the kids are getting out of school. I'm in the gym.
Okay.
And so I'm walking. My brother calls me, and I'm feeling all good, like because I got my headphone on, like beep.
Yes.
Hey, what's up, Stu? What's going on?
Hey.
And I think he wants something. I'm
You're
like,
"Hi."
yeah. And he's like, I got this problem, and I got to talk to you. I'm like, oh my God, my brother wants to talk to me. Okay. So I realize I can't sit there and be like, oh yeah, and you know what? Trump is kind of like this, and it's okay. It's gonna be fine. Hey, bro, you just gotta keep your head. And like everybody's staring at me. I'm like, I gotta get out.
Yeah.
I gotta get out of the gym. So I get out of the gym.
Car.
And now I'm like, well, I can walk around the neighborhood. And now they're like all these kids around me, and I'm still like, yeah, it's okay that Biden won. So I had to go all the way across the street to sound like a crazy. Then I realized this is what a crazy person sounds like without the headphones. They're just
Yeah.
talking to someone like, yeah.
Yeah, but now you can go, oh no, AirPods.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That bit only works because of the mic.
Oh God, that's funny though. That's really, I like that though, especially with the kids around going, what?
I remember being those kids. You know what I mean? You see the crazy guy walking around,
I'm
walking
glad
around
that
the
you're
neighborhood.
getting out, Austin.
Yeah. My goal is to just keep doing this until the wedding, because I'll surprise myself. Actually, once I get about into February, I'm assuming right around my birthday, I should be at that weight that I'm looking at, and then it'll be the working out stuff. Then it'll be the weightlifting and trying to sculpt the body into what it is.
Tone.
Yeah. But definitely, I think that's one of the biggest keys that I've found to help myself out is, you always feel like you're helpless until you change something, until you can physically see changes. And the biggest thing that I learned, not only just through going through this process, is documenting it. When you document all the stuff that goes on, because now you're getting this nice visual of, you think you have it in your head, but when you actually see it on paper, like for me, I have this calendar. Now I can see.
That's a great idea, because
Okay.
you can monitor your progress and see that you're actually making progress. Because I do think
Exactly.
one of the things that people run into when they're working out, when they start a new routine or start a new diet routine, is, you get really excited at the first, like, hey, I'm all gung ho, and maybe you see a little progress and it's great, but maybe it doesn't happen quick enough for you,
Right.
or you get used to seeing the progress, so you're not accustomed to seeing how far you've come.
Yeah.
So you lose interest,
And then you
you
start-
just have to keep doing it.
You start adding new notes. Like I remember, excuse me, I would add, okay, walked 5.18 miles today, jerked off 0 times, ate berries. Holy shit. The next day I lost 3 pounds, but even though it accrues throughout the week. But
So
now I can,
wait. Start over.
Yeah.
What was on your calendar?
it was 5.18 miles, 0 masturbations.
Okay, is that related to weight loss?
I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. It's super interesting. It's like, I just gained 4 pounds the next day. Well, I jerked off 5 times that day. Maybe stop jerking off, monkey.
Because I was wondering, are you discovering a correlation?
That's what I'm
with this?
saying. It's really interesting to start seeing
This
how
nice little personal research project, huh? I'm sure the world will. Everyone in the world's going to be interested in knowing the results to this one.
I'll tell you what, that'd be really interesting.
What you're doing on the treadmill, but they'll be interested. if the masturbation has anything to do with weight loss.
You're fat because you masturbate too much.
Masturbate.
By Austin Glenn. Hardback.
Published and peer reviewed. The new diet. The latest diet. But no one will stick to that diet, Austin.
I know. But I'm sure there's causality. You know what I mean? Like as you release the chemicals, and then there's something else that releases this chemical, and it's a chain reaction. So
Who knows?
I'm not sure. Or berries.
Who knows? Well, here's the thing. Pharmaceutical companies aren't going to make any money off that.
That's true.
So.
Well, I mean.
No research.
But I should compilate everything and then turn it into a book. That's probably the next step that I should do.
I think you need to add something like that into your comedy,
into
your
the routine?
stand-up routine. Something about masturbation and weight loss.
Oh man, I hung out with some friends last night. I was very pleasantly surprised when there was this guy who he's an actor, and that's kind of his shtick. But watching how fast his mind worked, and he came up with this beautiful joke we were talking about transvestites.
Okay.
And in my particular case, Mahu's from, it's in a good way. It's in a good way. It's in a good way.
Okay.
But he was coming up with all these wonderful, quick punchlines in his head, and they weren't bad. It was just very witty. And I was just like, wow, it's refreshing to be able to interact with something like that. And that was one of the biggest takeaways. As far as, you ever hang out with like your dumb friends and you're trying to like have a good time, and they're just like, they think they're
lost interest.
They think they're funny, and
yeah, and you're like, I quit listening a while ago. Yeah. No, I don't have any dumb friends. All of my friends are very intelligent and very witty.
I only say that because my friend has said he's dumb.
But this man sounds like someone that you would get along with well. I could, someone like that, the two of y'all are just going to... Okay, for instance, Keith Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, someone like that, you and Keith Jones kind of...
Yeah, yeah, we do our own thing, though.
Yeah, but y'all both are very quick thinkers when it comes to speaking and responding to someone who has something to say.
That has a lot to do with just a lot
very,
of
very
just ridiculous
quick
knowledge. Just keeping up with things. And you ever heard that concept? You know a little about a lot, or a lot about a little. I think they're kind of the same thing. He's a dinosaur. He's lived through he's experienced all this stuff, so he doesn't even have to like recall. Did you see him
a couple of weeks ago?
Yeah.
I need to go see.
That was
Keith
interesting.
Jones.
Just same old Keith.
Yeah.
He was about how everything's changed. Boy, everything's changed.
Yeah.
And how it's everything now is service industry. It's not just service industry here. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, I need to go see Keith Jones. I've been thinking, I miss all those people.
Yep.
On my Facebook, a picture popped up from 4 years ago of working with some, and some of the South Lake people that aren't even there anymore. But it was just like, and I was just like, oh, I miss my Kirby's people.
It was a good time. It was like a temporary fix for a little bit. Then just life got back to normal, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I do think, okay, so I just got, work. I'm working more, which is good. And like I said, I think this has helped my headspace a lot. So since I was having work opportunities, I had overscheduled myself and started getting a little tired. I worked 16 days in a row.
It's way too much.
Yeah. Well, after about day 12, 13, I started really feeling it.
How'd you feel it?
Like tired.
Like fatigue?
Yeah, and mentally
brain fatigue.
And physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just like, oh my God.
Like you feel your brain being like getting tired.
Just, feeling like, yeah.
Like I used to be able to solve problems like this, and I can't even think that way right now.
Yeah, I'd just be like, oh my gosh, and body tired
Are you still going through that fatigue?
No, I'm feeling better. But I've taken, let's see, I took a day off after 16 days, so I was off a few days ago, and that helped a lot. Went and hung out with a friend, away from my place, away from my neighborhood, just kind of got away, and that helped.
I think I should go out there one time.
That
that'll be fun.
What, and come see me?
Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with you and your crew.
You should. You and April both.
Yeah, I don't know if she'd be down for it.
Well, you can
She
come.
might.
I still think you and Tony need to come hang out with me. The three of us would have a great time.
Yeah, so my stipulations are I'm going to get extremely drunk
That's fine.
because then that's when my wonderful personality comes out.
Exactly.
Lots of cigarettes.
Okay.
And what else? Some good food, maybe. Actually,
Well, okay.
I could care
This
less
is
about
this
food.
is what I'm thinking. There are many restaurants in
Yeah.
walking distance from my apartment.
I feel like this,
but
now I feel
one
like
of
this
Tony's
is a bad
favorites
idea. Now,
is right there.
Isn't
The three of
COVID
us
rampant again?
I think so. I don't know.
Are people wearing masks out there?
People, the governor says you have to wear a mask when you are.
I think they said you have to wear a mask inside
walking.
now.
Well, you do. You have to wear.
No,
That's
like
been for a while.
like in your own home.
Oh,
I
are you
just-
wearing a mask? Are we?
I'm not doing it, but
Are
I
we
just,
supposed to be wearing
I
masks here in the
read
studio?
an article that talked about that.
In your own home? Why in your own home?
I'm not sure. I don't know. I did hear also that there's that toilet paper shortage. That's starting to happen again.
Oh, joy.
So
Joy.
Yeah. Now this warms my heart.
Joy.
Yeah, like when I can see other people physically suffering with me.
Joy.
Yes.
Oh, well, I would think the toilet paper companies would have enough toilet paper now.
Yeah. Wipies are where it's at.
Yeah,
The
baby
flushables.
wipes. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I do know that what's going on with the what I have heard or what I know is like in a public place in the state of Texas, when you walk in, you're supposed to wear a mask and you keep it on unless you're sitting down, drinking or eating something.
All right. I literally just
But
went
if
through
this
my
is a
head.
bad idea, then we should not do that.
No, it just went through my head of how much fun that would be, and how much how much it sounded. But then it's like this thing hit me of, do you want to get COVID? Do you want to get this stuff? Like it's just, I guess it's anxiety or something. But I'm always thinking like
You
that.
want to wait till next spring? Why don't we wait till after you graduate? We could do it as a graduation.
Oh, when I get
fun
a
thing.
job,
Yeah,
that could work.
yeah,
Yeah, that'd actually be a good idea.
yeah. And we could get maybe.
Because then I would get COVID, and I would have to work from home, regardless.
Oh, you okay? Whatever you want, Austin. Whatever you want.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so you have to wear masks when you're in a, you have to wear masks in my neighborhood like you do here too, in this neighborhood.
Yeah. Do you wearing the medical mask still?
Do I wear medical? I wear medical masks.
You didn't get your own like spruced up one or whatever. They're like only like less than $15.
I always,
You express
the whole
yourself.
time I've worn hospital
Yeah.
style masks.
I've done the same. Now I got one of them little like I saw this dude wearing wearing one of my. I got mask envy. I was like, oh, that looks really cool. And it's also a good way to be like, probably shouldn't mess with him. And like those World War II planes, the fighter planes where it has like that little tiger mouth.
I love the creative masks.
Yeah.
I really do. I love them. It's almost like it's Halloween every day.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many creative ones, and everyone seems to be having fun with the masks. I just haven't gone there. But for me, the only reason why I haven't is because there's pretty much with my job, there's an endless supply of masks.
I wanted to make my own.
Oh, you should.
You know what it'd be?
What?
I am officially registered.
Registered, like to vote. There were a lot of vote masks. Am I confused?
Like
I
a
think
sex
so.
offender.
Oh. Okay.
And with that. Great way to keep people away from me.
True. True.